Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. We greatly appreciate you taking the time to click on our video and see what we got going on today. What I want to talk to you guys today about is a technique that I absolutely love, and I am a fanatic for it. All it takes is for me to get one bite and my day is shot. That is all I'm going to do. That's all I want to do. Me and Hunter recently fished a tournament on the Ohio River. Video posted last week. If you haven't seen it, you can click on it right here. But we predominantly caught our fish on a buzzbait. Now the fish were trying to spawn. It was pre-spawn, early stages of spawn. That's been a couple weeks ago. So now we're kind of fish really locked on, starting to pretty good. Still a few stragglers and some fish are completely done. But a buzzbait this time of year can be phenomenal under the right conditions. So a lot of times it's going to take a cloudy day. It's going to take a little bit of wind, especially in cleaner water, to get those fish to react to it. But there are a couple little tweaks you can do that make a buzzbait a little bit more appealing to those fish that are in that weird mood when they're getting ready to spawn or they're currently spawning. So I'm going to show you a couple clips here real quick of a few bites that we had a few weeks ago to kind of show you just how those fish were eating it. They just really weren't coming up and just absolutely slamming it. They were just kind of sucking it under. And the way I set this buzzbait up is for that exact situation.
How big? 3-pounder.
That big.
Keeper.
I'll keep measuring though.
I won't keep. I'm measuring.
Bet.
One good one and get rid of that other. One that's always good. There you go.
Kohler?
Yep, there's our coal.
Good job.
He ain't gonna coal much, but
Good job.
he will coal, won't he?
Yeah. Good job.
Okay, so as you can see, those fish just come up, just grab the bait and pull it under. You don't even hardly know that you got a bite, other than just seeing them pull it down. Now, I love it when they eat it that way because they rarely miss it. When they just explode on it, a lot of times they will miss the bait. But when they just pull up and just suck it under, a lot of times they've already got it pretty deep down and you're going to get good hook penetration. So here's my setup. This is a Lost River Lures Riot buzzbait, and this is a, I believe this is a 1/4 ounce model. I've got it in 3/8 and 1/4. I believe this is a 1/4. The reason that I love this buzzbait for the pre-spawn, during the spawn, and even immediately after they spawn, but predominantly pre-spawn, is the way that this bait sits in the water. If you can see this bend in the wire coming down to the head, it allows this bait to sit down in the water just a little bit more than your traditional straight wire buzzbait. So when those fish just come up and are just wanting to suck it under, they're coming up and they're getting that hook immediately. Look at the clearance from the wire to the hook. You know, they're not in line. A lot of times you have them in line, a fish will come up over it, they hit the blade and they come off. They never get the hook. But when a fish comes down on this, they're getting that hook. So there are some other buzzbaits on the market that kind of have a similar design, but I'm telling you, you cannot beat a Lost River Lures buzzbait that runs true and a buzzbait that's got that perfect little squeak to it. This one here is the deal. Now, a few little modifications I'm going to make, especially in this pre-spawn deal when the fish are just kind of in a weird mood. Maybe the water temperatures haven't quite got there. We're still high 50s, low 60s, and they're just not really wanting to commit to coming up on top. I like to take the skirt off the buzzbait and go with a plastic. Now, a lot of guys are going to want to throw this with a big toad. I like to go very compact, and I use a Zoom Z-Crawl Junior. I don't even like the big one. I like to go with just a Zoom Z-Crawl Junior. Now, this makes this buzzbait very streamlined, so it comes through cover fantastic. Wood, grass, flooded bushes, it comes through all of it fantastic. And then you got the two little appendages on the back that kick and just add an extra little bit of action. But what this Junior does is it pulls that action in that tail closer to the hook. So if they key in on those appendages, they've got the hook when they come to eat it. A lot of times you'll have bass that actually hit at the blades. The great thing about the way this buzzbait is set up is if they hit the blades, there again, a lot of times they're going to go ahead and get the hook, just because of the way that wire is bent and the hook sets so much lower than the blade. So pretty cool deal there with that design, and it definitely puts a lot of fish in the boat, and more so than a lot of your traditional straight wire buzzbaits will. Now, the second modification I'm going to make is this blade. So I will actually downsize the blade just a little bit so that this buzzbait doesn't want to rise as much, and I can kind of keep it just right, barely breaking the surface of the water. And the second thing is sound. A lot of times a big, loud, clacking, very, water disturbing buzzbait is not going to get you that bite in the pre-spawn. Now, once they spawn and they come off the bed, that's when I go loud. I'm going to a clacking style buzzbait. I'm going to one that's going to make a lot of racket, a lot of commotion to get those fish to fire up and eat it. A subtle approach in a pre-spawn situation or cooler water is what we're looking for. And downsizing the blade gives you that little bit quieter approach. It almost just kind of sneaks up on them, and they cannot resist but to come up and take a big bite out of it. So guys, Lost River Lures, if you haven't taken the time, they are a supporter of the channel. I've been with them for years and years and years, and fantastic people, fantastic product, and they stand behind their product 100%. And down to the head, the hook, the wire, the components, the blade, everything made in the USA, and a lot of them by mom and pop shops. And we want to support local business. Take the time, get on Facebook, look up Lost River Lures, and just give them a try. Give them a shout and say, hey, I want to try a couple of your buzz baits. Tell them I sent you. You can even get a discount by using SIO 15, and you get 15% off. SIO 15, and you can get 15% off of your order. So take advantage of that. But pick you up a couple of these buzz baits and go chuck them around. It's getting to be that time of year. But there is some different style buzz baits that they carry as well. There's another one called the Bony Buzz, and it's a more compact buzz bait. And I like to upsize the blade on that one for post spawn and really get a loud clacking style buzz bait. But this one here does the trick in the pre-spawn. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We greatly appreciate you. If you haven't already done it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends. We appreciate any comments, and let us know what your favorite time of year is to throw a buzz bait. My favorite time of year to throw it is when they're eating it, which I hope is all year long. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We will see you on the next one.